Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We're going to begin Local 4 News at 5 with the weather. Rain moving into Metro Detroit right now on Storm Tracker 4. If you've got plans to head out tonight, like going to, say, a certain big baseball game, might want to pack the umbrella.
Yep, let's go ahead and kick things off with Paul Gross. And Paul, we're not talking about anything severe, right?
No, not severe, although we are going to see some thunder and lightning during the course of the night. But as you can see right now, there's nothing more than just a few sprinkles of very light patches of rain across the area. But that's right now. Let's put all this stuff into motion here. You can see that the stuff's moving from west to east. And you can see here's the lead edge of some shower activity, just getting ready to enter Washtenaw County. However, there is more stuff back to the west, and all of this stuff is headed this way. So even if they felt that they were able to start the game, I don't think they're going to be able to play a regulation game tonight. And we'll show you more of that radar and take you farther west coming up in just a little bit. But right now, still looks like batting practice is going on there at the stadium. Temperature right now is 53 in Detroit, 50 in Ann Arbor, 52 Port Huron, 50 over in Adrian. The wind not too bad, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So tonight, scattered showers early in the game, but then once the game starts, even if they do try to start, rain will be increasing, chance for thunder, temps falling through the 40s. It's not looking great right now, but the good news is that it's looking great this weekend. We'll talk about that in just a few, guys.
A moving tribute and a call for action.
I come to be with him and the mother and Patrick's 2 children to tell you that this cannot end today.
Patrick Lyoya, laid to rest in Grand Rapids as 1,500 mourners gather to pay tribute.
The Reverend Al Sharpton led the eulogies at the service this afternoon and renewed calls for charges against the officer who fatally shot him.
Let's get to Priya Mann now live tonight with more. Priya, this service lasted about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's right, Devin, Sandra, and it actually started an hour late just because of the sheer volume of people who wanted to attend, slowly filing past Lyoya's casket. There was also a Swahili interpreter there, and Reverend Al Sharpton kept his message simple. He wants a full investigation into this death.
You're gonna run and chase somebody down about some cartel, and you thought we wouldn't come? Enough is enough.
Reverend Al Sharpton delivered the eulogy for Patrick Lyoya, who was killed by a Grand Rapids police officer earlier this month following a traffic stop. The white casket was draped with a flag of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Seated in the front row, at times his mother was inconsolable. His father appeared stunned, shaking his head in disbelief. Despite requests by Lyoya's family, the identity of the officer has not been released.
Every time a young black man or woman is arrested in this town, you put their name all over the news. How dare you hold the name of a man that killed this man? We want his name.
On April 4th, the 26-year-old Congolese immigrant was pulled over for allegedly having an unregistered license plate. Video recorded the roughly 3-minute interaction. It ends with the officer shooting the father of 2 in the back of the head while face down.
We will stand with good cops. We will stand with those police that uphold the law. If a policeman kills when his life is not under threat, but if a policeman is wrong, we're going to call it wrong, and we're going to call your name.
About 1,500 people were expected to attend the service in Grand Rapids at the Renaissance Church of God in Christ.
We are not going to stop. We are going to back these young folks up. They got their fist up for us. We can't bring Patrick back, but we can bring justice in Patrick's name.
And at one point, Reverend Sharpton said, is this Michigan in 2022 or is this Mississippi in 1952? He says he doesn't have faith in the local prosecution, doesn't want local politics at play here. He's calling on the Federal Department of Justice to investigate. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya.
Now to breaking news on Wall Street and a massive sell-off on the markets. At the close, the Dow was down close to 1,000 points. That's close to 3% of its total value. Things weren't much better over on the NASDAQ. That market lost 2.5%. And as we told you off the top, we are really hoping the weather clears out because there's something pretty important happening tonight at Comerica Park.
Let's get to Bernie, who is live with us now. Miguel Cabrera set to swing for hit number 3,000 to join a very exclusive club, Bernie.
Yeah, very, very exclusive. Willie Mays and Hank Aaron with 3,000 hits, 500 home runs, and an average above 300. He could join them tonight if the weather holds off. We've got highlights of Miguel Cabrera. Came out for batting practice this afternoon. Did not speak to the media. He said it after yesterday's game. He was not going to talk today because he spoke yesterday and went 0 for 3 with that intentional walk. But he looked good. He looked loose. He's having fun with his teammates. So hopefully the pursuit will continue tonight. There's been some chat about what will happen here. It's got to be a 5-inning regulation game. What if he got the hit in the first or second inning and everything got washed out? Have to come back tomorrow and try it again? We'll see. A lot of question marks, a lot of rain on the way. We'll see how it all works out. We're at Comerica Park. We'll see you in a little bit of time with A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Tigers. Back to you guys in the studio.
You got it. We'll keep our fingers crossed on the weather. All right, Bernie.
In a Local 4 update now, an Oxford Township man formally charged in the death of a man he claimed sent him a threatening text. 36-year-old Marcus Nathan was arraigned today in the murder of 54-year-old Dennis Kendrick. It happened Wednesday morning. It happened in the parking lot of the Abbey Ridge apartment homes. Police say the victim was getting ready to leave for work. He was confronted by Nathan, who shot him several times. Deputies say the text message did not come from Kendrick. Nathan is now being held without bond at the Oakland County Jail.
A 16-year-old charged now in connection with the non-fatal shooting of his 2-year-old brother. Police say the child got a hold of the 16-year-old's unattended gun and shot himself in their Detroit home Thursday. The child reportedly suffered gunshot wounds to the head. Taken to the hospital, said to be in stable condition. It's a bit of a change from yesterday when the wound was described more as a grazing. Police say they located the 16-year-old teenager on Thursday and took him into custody. An investigation continues after Detroit police shoot a man on Detroit's west side.
This happened overnight at the BP gas station at Schoolcraft and Outer Drive. Police say one man is in the hospital tonight after being shot by the officer. We're told a driver hit an officer with his car, and that's when the officer fired at that man, hitting him. The officer who was hit is okay. The driver who was shot will also be okay, and he is in police custody tonight. A former member of the state's unemployment insurance agency pleads guilty in a wire fraud scheme. 41-year-old Jermaine Rose is an ex-lead claims examiner. Prosecutors say the man reportedly has electronic access or did have electronic access to the unemployment claims database. They say he was paid between $50 and $100 to submit false unemployment claims in return for money. Rose admitted his actions caused a loss of between $500,000 and $1.5 million. Sentencing for him is now set for July 21st.
Let's move now to Warren, where the battle between the mayor and the city council hits a new level again.
This comes after a judge issued a ruling on Thursday in favor of the city and against the mayor. Mayor Jim Fouts said he can't spend city money any way he wants. And as our Jason Colthorpe reports, the animosity is really spilling over into the city's budget process.
First, we should point out the mayor tells us he plans to appeal that ruling. As for the budget process, tomorrow morning is the yearly public meeting where they hash it all out. But the department heads from the city will not be there at the mayor's request.
It says the budget proposal of the mayor. If you can find where it says budget proposal of the council, I'll give you $100 right now.
Warren's budget dysfunction, dragging on now for about 2 years, reignited earlier this month when Council Secretary Mindy Moore disinvited Mayor Fouts to give his budget presentation.
And she said, since it's not in the charter, we don't have to hear it. And I looked, there's nothing in the charter that mandates my department heads go before the council and be subjugated to personal harassment and embarrassment.
What I'm told is that he has dictated to everybody that they're not allowed to answer phone calls from us.
The pettiness, says Council President Pat Green, has become an embarrassment for the entire city, one that may continue to drag out in court.
Yeah, we're supposed to argue and we're supposed to debate, but when you go as far as not following the law.
And that's why when I taught government and political science, I was discussed with my students the idea of judicial review.
Some irony there, as Mayor Fouts just happens to be butting heads on this one with one of his former students.
He was my 7th grade teacher in social studies and government. If you went back to that way back then, how would he respond to a mayor who is doing this?
The mayor agrees the people of Warren want professionalism from their government, so his department heads will take written questions from council and they will give written responses, and all of it will be published on the city's website for everyone to see. Professionalism. In Warren, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
And possibly, if you're thinking this is just small town politics, think again. Warren is Michigan's 3rd largest city with more than 130,000 residents. A popular Detroit landmark gets national recognition now for a 2nd year in a row.
Big news. We're talking about the Detroit Riverwalk. It's been voted the best Riverwalk in America in USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. The Detroit Riverfront attracts 3.5 million visitors every year. Riverwalks in Cincinnati, Wilmington, North Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, and San Antonio, among the more famous ones, rounded out the top 5. But Detroit, the winner again. Congratulations with everybody with the Riverfront Conservancy, too.